Hi, my name is Giovanni. I want to thank you for watching this video. I hope and pray that it helps you in your ministry. The reason I made this video is because my friends and I have noticed a growing problem among Christian musicians. We put a lot of emphasis on the brand of our instruments and how much we spend on gear as opposed to how genuine our worship is unto God. Now, if you can afford higher end gear, that's awesome, but the truth is that not everyone can. The problem I see with young Christian musicians is that we often look down upon those who have gear that is not up to par with ours. Let me tell you why this is a serious problem. It's a worship problem, and therefore it's a heart problem. Let me read you a scripture found in Luke 18 verses 9 to 14. It's the parable of the Pharisee and the tax collector, and it says, "To some who were confident of their own righteousness and looked down on everyone else, Jesus told this parable. 2 men went up to the temple to pray, one a Pharisee and the other a tax collector. The Pharisee stood by himself and prayed, 'God, I thank you that I am not like other people, robbers, evildoers, adulterers, or even like this tax collector. I fast twice a week and give a tenth of all I get.' But the tax collector stood at a distance. He would not even look up to heaven, but beat his breast and said, 'God, have mercy on me, a sinner.' I tell you that this man, rather than the other, went home justified before God. For all those who exalt themselves will be humbled, and those who humble themselves will be exalted." Now you might be wondering, what does this scripture have to do with instruments and worship? Well, like I said, it's a heart problem. And a lot of times in our hearts, we think it's about putting on a show, we think it's about playing a Les Paul or a Fender, a tube amp, playing in front of a lot of people. And the thing is that it's about your heart worshiping God. And if you're on stage, we have a responsibility to lead those in the congregation to worship. When we put down people who have lower end gear or don't have gear that's up to par with ours, our heart is not in the right place. And when we go up on stage with those kind of attitudes in our hearts, we're not going to be effective worshipers. Our worship is going to fall flat. You won't feel that joy that comes from worshiping God with a genuine heart. I know that because I've been there. Something else we have to remember is that we are examples to younger Christians who are going to be in ministry one day. A lot of times I hear, younger musicians putting down their gear because it's not, a Fender, it's not a Les Paul, maybe their amp is a solid state. And I have to remind them, hey man, don't put your gear down. If God gave you this instrument, this amp, worship Him with it. We have to remember that we are nobodies trying to tell everybody about somebody, and that's Jesus Christ. It has nothing to do with amps. It has nothing to do with money or brands. God bless.